Today we're going to be talking a little bit about shipping supplies. Hey guys, welcome to McFlippins. My name is Mickey. I'm an eBay reseller, antique dealer of sorts, set up at antique shows, flea markets, but I do mostly selling on eBay currently. And had a few sales going out today, and figured we'd talk about shipping supplies, where to get them. So it might be semi-instructional, semi-me kind of asking other sellers questions about how they go about shipping their goods. So, but I remember, honestly, I think I remember the first item I ever shipped on eBay, which was early 90s. Yeah, early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. I was a teenager, and it was a paintball gun. And I had no idea how to ship anything. I ended up just sticking it in like a flat rate box. Flat rates were much more affordable back then. I think I sandwiched or used 2 flat rate boxes and shoved them together to ship it, and like no padding or anything like that. I just sent it along, and this is back in the old days of eBay when it was still kind of like the Wild West in a way. You sent people money orders, and hopefully you got an item eventually, and you didn't even have to upload pictures back then. But yeah, that one worked out. But I got lucky. Back then it was a much different system, especially for feedbacks and stuff like that. But now I would never ship anything like that. It's definitely something I pride myself a little bit in. A lot of my positive feedback is always geared towards great packaging, packaged very well, and that's always a good feeling, I guess, when you get those kind of feedbacks. I get them quite a bit, so apparently I'm doing something right, at least when it comes to shipping. Definitely not perfect by any means, because I'm sure there's plenty of areas for improvement for me, which is also another reason I want to do this video, because I'm sure somebody will have something to say about something. And I want to know some deals or better ways to source your packaging material. Like currently I can get this bubble wrap at Sam's Club. For me, that's the best local place to go and just buy it outright and not have to wait for shipping. And this roll runs about $18, I think, before taxes or whatever, and that's a lot cheaper, and you get more than my Walmart, which is where I get most of my boxes. But yeah, I got a quick sale I want to look that I got to pull here. So he's right there. This thing is so cool. This is something it must be spring, because the hats are finally selling. I've had these listed for a while, and I've just sold 2 decent hats in the last day or two, on Monday. And this one's pretty neat. It's even dated. It's still got the original tag right there. It's from the 80s. But it's a rainbow trout, just like a souvenir fishing. I don't know. It's wild. But that sold for $34.98, free shipping. I think that's part of my 30% off sale I've been running. So that's a fun one anyway. Maybe I'll model it for you, maybe not. Especially if you're a beginner looking to start eBay, you might want to be looking for cheap ways to get your shipping supplies, and that's probably the best way to go about it. Which obviously you can go, ask your friends, or if you get a lot of eBay or like Amazon shipments or Chewy or whatever those platforms are, I'm sure. You got friends or family that can save boxes for you, which I do sometimes. I personally don't like to reuse boxes a whole lot, because each time they get used, they definitely lose a bit of their structural integrity. So, but I use a lot. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, and I totally get that. And I use Amazon boxes fair, because sometimes they come I ship a lot of smalls, so sometimes finding the right smalls boxes can be a challenge for me. But another quick Sold a G.I. Joe, a 12-inch vintage adventure team for $71 plus shipping on him. And also, when I started doing eBay seriously, I bought a bunch of these for like, I think I paid like $60, but I got like 100 of them. But that's for shipping vinyl records, which at the time I thought I was gonna be selling a lot more of them. But once I got to the listing, going through the pile I had, I was like, these don't sell for shit, and a lot of them weren't worth my time shipping or listing them. So, which I think I actually just took those to auction, so it'll be interesting to see what I get for those. Took them to a local high bid auction. But that being said, I found that these actually do come in handy for other items, not just records, like ephemera, comic books, magazines, smaller paperback books, stuff like that. Works good for that stuff. So they actually do come in handy. So it wasn't a complete waste of money, but if I had known at the time, I probably wouldn't have bought 100 of them. But now I got them for when I need them. And then two more quick sales here. This vintage 80s Hot Wheel, a Chevy Citation, sold for $14.25 plus shipping. And the upfront Porsche, I think it is. Yeah, upfront 924, another vintage Hot Wheel. That sold for $16.98, 97 cents with free shipping. But I think one of the more important things for packaging is the actual packing material itself. The thing you're going to cushion your item with, depending on the item. There's many ways to do it, but I generally, like I had the bubble wrap I showed you, which obviously I'll use for definitely the more fragile items, certain toys and whatnot. But generally, I like to use paper, and if I'm in New York, so we don't have any plastic bags. So most stores you go to anymore, you either get these big plastic tote bags or like acrylic or whatever tote bag things. You gotta go buy them, and you get those, or paper bags like here. So we end up with a lot of these around here. I know a lot of people that actually, they just save them because they are recyclable. So, but I'll get bags full of these from friends, and they make great packaging material. So I save a lot of money in packaging material using these, which is nice, but also not perfect. I use it for definitely the heavier items because it's nice and stickier than, say, this paper that I also like to use, which I get at Walmart. It's like $10, $11 for this bag, and you get 220 sheets of 24 by 24 inch paper, which is good for fragile. It's a thin paper, and I use it for most items. Like I said, I like to use the brown paper for heavier items, and I'll wrap the item with bubble wrap and then cushion it with, like, say, the brown paper if it's a more delicate item. So well, that's definitely a way to save a few bucks. But otherwise, my Walmart hasn't had them in a while. I don't know if they've stopped selling them or what, but I would usually buy rolls of them, but my Walmart hasn't had them in weeks. So I'm guessing they quit selling them. Maybe I could probably still find them online, but I also go to Dollar Tree. They have like the craft paper, which works well too, but it's $1 roll, and you don't get much, but you really don't get much, but for $1, you can't expect a lot anyway. But I'll do that when I have to. And poly mailers, another item, or another way I like to ship certain items like plush toys, or sometimes even books. I'll wrap the book in cardboard and put them in this, or a bubble mailer. These I buy on eBay. It was like $13 for 100 of them, and they're not bad. They got a nice. They're not very thick, but they're thick enough to where I feel comfortable shipping most stuff. Sometimes I'll double them up if I have to, but $13 for 100 of them. That was like roughly around 14 cents a piece. Well, because it was like $13.98 free shipping. So those aren't bad, and I use those quite a bit. This is a fresh order because I just went through my first 100. Because when I buy shipping supplies, I like to keep it at eBay if I can, but I'm sure there's cheaper methods. So if you know cheaper methods other than eBay, like maybe Amazon or some other shipping service, let me know in the comments, because I'm just doing this is the way I've been doing it for quite a long time. I've shipped thousands of packages at this point. So I have an idea of what I'm doing, but I'm sure there's ways I could save a few bucks, and I'd love to do that. But also, like my boxes, I generally get my boxes from Walmart, and these ones getting closer to $1 or maybe more. I got a piece. I think they're like 89 cents, maybe, or 99, somewhere around $1. So that adds up. So, but I'll use these for toys and whatnot. I like to have smaller boxes because I do ship a lot of smalls, but they're usually delicate smalls like action figures and stuff like that. So, and then these are the bubble mailers. I like these. I like to use the poly bubble instead of opposed to these. These are some I got at Staples. Just a regular bubble mailer. I prefer to use the plastic ones because I just feel like it gives an extra layer of protection from like water and whatnot. But these were on sale. I think you buy one and you got like, it was like a BOGO, some kind of buy one get one deal. So I did buy a bunch. So it was a pretty good deal though at the time. But generally, I find Staples to be a little expensive for sure. And it's a little bit further than Walmart. Walmart's like 20 minutes away from me. So, and I try to factor in when I'm going to Walmart, I'm going to buy other things too, like it's a grocery store, so I'll probably just do some grocery shopping while I'm there. And then I feel like I'm killing two birds with one stone, so to speak. Not just driving all the way there for boxes, because there was an instant, like a week ago, I had a big toy that sold. It was the friggin' some G.I. Joe helicopter. I didn't do a video of any sales that week or anything, but I didn't have any boxes big enough for it. It sold for $55, and none of the boxes I had in house would fit the damn thing. So I ended up having to drive all the way to Walmart to get the damn thing, to buy a box, come home, and to modify the box, which is something here. I got this. This is a handy tool that I've been using for modifying boxes. It comes in really handy. Don't know what the hell it's called, but I modified the box, and it cost. I didn't charge enough for shipping. That's on me for not doing like calculated, but I do usually flat rate or free shipping generally. So that sucked. I ended up paying. I charged 15. Ended up costing like 21 some dollars to ship through FedEx, because for USPS ground was like $72 for some reason. Then I shipped a package the next day, almost the exact same size and exact same weight, and USPS was like 20 some dollars. But different zones. One was going to Texas, one was going to like California or something. But anyway, but in the end, the item only sold for $55. And when I ship items FedEx, I have to go someplace, drop it off, which is a pain in the butt. It's a little bit further than my post office, because I do just drop my packages off at the post office when I need to ship. After having to drive all the way to Walmart for one box, I bought other boxes while I was there, but I didn't need them at the time. I could always use boxes, so I just kind of used it as a way to justify going there to get, instead of just one box, I bought a few. But in the end, $55 was not worth it at all. But it is what it is, And here's some other, like poly mailers I like to use for, more smalls. And these bubble mailers, I get usually 100 at a time for like $25. So that breaks down to about a quarter a piece, which is, I think, very fair. And I like this style. They've been treating me pretty well. This is my second batch of 100 that I think I just went through my first 100 as well with the same as the polys. And bought these with them. They're slightly smaller. I think these are 4x6 or something like that. But these were also about a quarter a piece when I break it down. It was $12 and some change for 50 of them. And these come in handy for lots of smalls and stuff. So those are very affordable. I use eBay tape. As most people probably know, if you have an eBay store, you get, an allowance of X amount of dollars. I think I have $25 for my store level, where I get a $25 coupon for eBay shipping supplies. I usually use it on tape because I find I use more tape than pretty much anything, obviously. There's some hate on the eBay tape. Some people say it's junk, but I've been using it for quite a while, and I haven't had any real problems. It doesn't like to stick certain ways, but I found if you stick it to itself, like if you wrap the box nice and tight, you get a tape touching itself, it sticks pretty well to itself. Sometimes it doesn't like to stick to the cardboard perfectly, but like I said, I haven't had any problems. And I just got my shipment for this quarter with the fancy colors. I'm not a big fan of the colors, but and you need a bubble. I like to use the tape gun. It's just makes everything a little bit easier. And this is the scale I was using for a long time, for years before I started taking eBay seriously and upgraded to the scale I'm using now. This is something I'm pretty sure I bought this at like Staples or maybe even Walmart. It wasn't a lot of money, like 20, 25 bucks. But it only goes up to like 10 pounds, 6 or 7 pounds. Yeah, 7 pounds is the max weight on this. So that doesn't cut it for me anymore, because sometimes my packages can get up to 10 pounds. It depends on the item. But so definitely needed to upgrade from this. So what I did was I ended up buying one of these. So this is the scale I use now. It's a Vivor Tough Tools half price. But it goes up to like 110 pounds or so, and it works very well. And it was like $30 or $40. It was fairly affordable. I went back to this doohickey. It's I guess it's called like a box sizer. It's basically a nice, just a great way to make your boxes a little bit smaller. It's got these perforated teeth there that you can strike along the box, and it makes the boxes bend nice and easy, which is a great thing. I've used it quite a bit. That was like, I think it was like $18, $18, somewhere around there. But it's something else that's just come in really handy for me. Like, these are some boxes I get at Dollar Tree. Actually, I kind of like these, but they're like $1.20, about $1.24 a piece. So, so that's a little expensive, I say, for boxes. But I mean, it's about the going rate for boxes anyway. So it's not like super expensive, but I could probably be saving if I bought more. I did buy some of these off their website, but they haven't come yet, which that kind of, like, what's the point? I could have gone to the store and bought a whole box by now. But they work pretty decent for like carded action figures, books, thicker like hardcover books, and several things. It's just a nice size that I like to. It just kind of works for a lot of the items I work anyway. And you can make them, a little bit smaller with the box sizer, which is always nice. So okay, so obviously this is just my version of how I get my shipping supplies. Love to know where other people might find better deals. If there's some websites I could check out, let me know in the comments. If there's somebody you use, or where do you find good shipping supplies. Seamus had to come in and say hi, I guess. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure there's ways I could do better. I'd like to definitely save some more. I feel like if I bought boxes from bulk from website, I've checked out, like Uline and Granger and a few other places. But let me know what you guys use, what works well for you. I'd love to hear your feedback on that, so I can find a way to do this a little better for myself. Okay, so that'll do it for today, I guess, guys. Like I said, let me know in the comments your methods of shipping, where you save or try to save some money here and there, and let me know how I can probably do better. And thanks for tuning in. Remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do some flipping videos, some picking videos occasionally, and thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time.